Hello, today we're going to learn about behaviorism in Skinner's Chapter 11, presented by Holly Metzger Brown. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about ourselves and others. Remembering a person is an organism. There are multiple personalities that live inside of us. Different contingencies create a different person in the same skin. No one else has the same personality. When we speak about them, no one else has their personality. We all have different histories, and not one person has the same characteristics as us. Do we really know ourselves? Skinner gives a great example of a tennis player who becomes mad at themselves for missing an easy shot. And then they become angry, and then they hit themselves. Growing up playing tennis, I smashed a few rackets for being upset, for missing a shot. If you have experienced this kind of anger, it completely takes over you. It wasn't until I began coaching and representing the tennis community I learned to control my behavior. What would the verbal community think or say? It's an example of self-knowledge. When I play now, I hold back, even when I want to smash my racket. Different communities produce different behaviors. They generate different kinds and amounts of self-knowledge and different ways people explain to themselves and to others. A community produces introverts. People are aware of their certain topics like art, sports, literature. Some people are impulsive, and some people are very careful. The verbal community has always said, "How do you feel?" We've heard it many a times, rather than, "Why do you feel that way?" The power of understanding why people feel a certain way. The better we know the behavior of others, the better we start understanding ourselves. How do you know when you know about others? Predicting what a person is going to do will have knowledge of that person. For instance, I'm going to use the tennis game. As tennis players and coaches and instructors, we often ask, what do you know and recognize of the person you're playing, your opponent? Because once you predict a person's shot selection, pattern of play, you understand that person's game style and personality. Look at Serena. Once you predict her game style, you start to understand it. Big serve, huge shots, aggressive play, no holding back, mentally strong, a true fighter, power player, loves the cross-court rally, and hits on big shots. Huge moments she comes through. But how do you approach feelings? A more effective approach to a program is change how people act by knowing what they do, what they've done, or what they will do. This brings me to remembering a saying. We all probably heard it before. Don't listen to what people say. How are they saying it, and what's their body language? Understanding that person helps you understand them and you a little bit more. Self-management. Changing a situation until a response appears will in turn solve problems. Managing others. Through contingency-shaped and role-governed behavior. This is an amazing sign. It tells us what to do, and we react to it because we learn to stop for reasons not to have an accident, not to run into a person walking or riding a bike. or preventing to get a ticket, because not only that ticket is time, could be points on your driving record, and it costs a lot of money. The behavior stopping was learned with contingencies and rules. But what about the education system? Through attitudes highlighted in the school system, affect the cognitive and creative potential amongst students. The feelings and personality of teachers, staff, administration get in the way of the students' behaviors. Carl Rogers says, what a new concept of therapy is offering help, not control. Rather, instead of controlling the students, let's offer them help. And therefore, the behavior will be what we desire. Well, how can we help? Arrange the environment to assist with control. I've often always learned, set the students up for success. Our intention should be good for each person. No matter what student, client, person you're working with, our intention should be heartfelt. They should be in good intention. So I lead you to the discussion question after reading Chapter 11. After watching this video, I want you to reflect on a moment when you predicted a person's behavior and discovered why they behaved a certain way. Can you explain how you discovered your self-knowledge through these observations of others? I'm excited to hear all the discussion pieces. I really enjoyed Chapter 11, and it gave me a moment to reflect on not only myself, but knowing how I learned about myself through the discovery of other people. And here is my reference. It was Skinner's book about behaviorism. Chapter 11. Thanks for listening, everyone.